We have to be able to build people, build capacity and capability within that industry before we can take on the world.
It's about that time we bring out the man from the cave.
FoodbayTV was launched 2016-2017, even though for that period, I think for almost a year, we were very busy trying our hands on a number of things. You know, what we knew we wanted to do was to change the African food narrative. You know, and the journey so far has been mixed feelings. I mean, it's been challenging because it's taken a lot of money. It's also been rewarding as we have been able to create platforms on that platform that has helped quite a number of people. At least we can say without a shadow of doubt that we've been able to affect almost 50% of the population of Nigerians, you know, with different platforms. So first, we needed to educate our people, you know, in Africa that they should be proud of what they have. And then, you know, creating different platforms in a way that resonates with the target audience for them to be able to connect with it and change the narrative. So that's how we are changing the narrative at FoodbayTV. Before talking about where I see FoodbayTV, I would talk about where I see the African food space. You know, the African food space as it stands is largely, hugely fragmented. You know, the very first thing we want to do is to look for a way to integrate that industry such that you can see it as the food industry. In Nigeria right now, when you speak to young people about food, their perception of food is different from when you speak to Gen Z. Their perception of food is different from when you speak to the baby boomers. And I don't think that's a good thing for us. We all need to be on the same page. So that's the very first thing we have to do. Then the industry at large. The industry needs to be together. You know, we need to understand what we are about. We need to understand our identity. We need to understand what the food space is, truly is. You know, that's checking the past, the present, before we can start to talk about the future. And that is largely on educating ourselves, educating the people, the Gen Z or millennials, you know, on what potential you would find in our food and then how to take that. Then we can start to talk about what FoodbayTV, you know, would be. I see FoodbayTV as a platform that would integrate every element of food in this country.
I feel so happy.
That price is coming back.
Are we? For the win. For the win. Definitely something big is about to happen.
Street Foods Naija Season 3 was tagged the redefinition because it's pretty much looking at where we started from. This started 2019, and when we started, it started pretty small. You know, with Street Foods Naija at the time for us was just to be able to reward these people, inspire them, and try to help them upscale their businesses. I mean, these guys, according to the World Bank report, these guys are responsible for feeding 4 out of 10 Nigerians, you know, pre-COVID. Now that's huge. That's over 90 million people that these guys are responsible for their survival. They're responsible for their nutrition, you know, and the works. Now, we felt we needed to give them a voice, you know, irrespective of the, you know, socioeconomic class that you belong to, we all consume street food. But a lot of people don't want to be associated with what the street foodpreneurs represent. And we've created this platform at that point so that we can project and empower these guys. Street Foods Naija is one of the very few, if not the foremost, you know, food platform that is homegrown, that has now been exported beyond the country. So if you see what we're doing, we're indeed redefining what the food space should be. So for the regionals, for Street Food Naija Season 3, the regionals, beyond just calling for entries online, what we have decided to do by redefining it was to take that campaign to deliver more. We took it to the people, so we made it a regional thing. You know, for the northern region, we picked a spot which is Abuja, which is, you know, north central, for us to be able to gather the entries from there. For the eastern parts, southeast or south-south, we picked Enugu to be able to gather all of the entries as well. And for southwest, of course, we picked Lagos. And for each of those places, it was not just about calling for entries, because food in itself, for us at FoodbayTV, we feel that food in itself can be boring. As exciting, as important, essential as it is, if you don't create, if you don't redefine it, if you don't make it a lot more exciting, then it becomes basic, it becomes very boring. You know, so it's not about cooking on Street Foods Niger, it's about what's cooking. So it's the things around, you know, the food itself. 6 from Abuja, 6 from Enugu, 6 from Lagos. And these 6 contestants would go in to the 6 contestants will go in for the boot camp, which is the street food business clinic. They get trained. You know, we have to be able to build people, build capacity and capability within that industry before we can take on the world. HBS, Hospitality Business School, has also partnered, giving the 14 contestants scholarship. Last season, they were part of it, you know, by giving just the winner scholarship. When we started, we didn't have this kind of partnership. Well, day at a time, we're cultivating their minds to see in the big picture. I would say to you as a young man or young lady out there, Gen Z or millennial, you know, that is on the streets in Kano, in Kaduna, in Kumasi, or in Accra, Ghana, or Nairobi, Kenya, I say to you, please stop complaining. Don't complain anymore. You need to start doing. Let's think out of the box as young people and make this industry.